How's it going, guys? Joe from First World Crusader here, and today I'm doing a video on plate carriers, specifically plate carrier setup. I'm going to go over what type of plates you should get, what carriers, what style of carriers I recommend, how to organize all your gear, your magazines, your medical, all that stuff, and kind of how I have my setup and what I recommend. So before I go ahead and get started, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And also hit that thumbs up if you like the video, and make sure you hit the bell icon. A lot of videos like this or in this topic, YouTube doesn't really like, so it really helps out every subscriber I get. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers, so if you want to help me get there, that'd be awesome. I definitely appreciate it. Also, I'm pretty active on Instagram. If you guys have any questions, you can send me a DM on Instagram. I try to respond to all of them. It's First World Crusader on Instagram, so go ahead and do that too. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So plate carrier setup, before you go ahead and buy a carrier, you got to get your plates first. And there's two types of plates, main types of plates out there. That's going to be steel plates and ceramic plates. So I went with ceramic plates. They're, in my opinion, better. There's also a few good steel plates, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about why. So ceramic plates, first of all, they're lighter, and you don't have to worry about spalling. And a lot of people kind of prop up steel plates because it can take multiple hits. But also, if you get hit with a round on a steel plate, you're going to get shrapnel and spalling, it's called, where it could go up into your neck or down into your groin. So when that bullet hits, it's going to fragment, and small pieces of metal are going to get ejected in all directions. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, steel plates are very, very heavy. And you can spend a lot of money and get some lightweight plates like that are steel. But I really like ceramic plates. That's what I have in this carrier right here. And I went with level 3+. And when you're buying plates, make sure they're rated by the, NJT. Make sure they're rated for what level of threat you want to defend against. So a good rule of thumb is have plates that will protect you against whatever round that you carry. So me, I have an AR-15. I carry 5.56. So I want something that will protect against green tips, M855, XM193. That's what I want to stop against, and everything below that. These plates won't stop against 30-06. They won't stop against armor-piercing rounds. So that's something to keep in mind. But make sure you kind of know what threat you want to stop against. And of course, everyone wants to stop everything. You know, you want plates that will protect you against everything, but you're going to have to spend a lot of money to get higher rated plates. And also, you're going to spend a lot more money if you want them light. So the ones I went, they're made by Spartan Armor. I'll leave it a link in the description down below if you want to check them out. But they're level 3+. And the plus, it's really, that's not a rating standard yet. I think they're going to redo the ratings on them, but it is guaranteed for level 3. And I'm happy with that, and they're light. These ones, I believe they weigh 4.9, 5 pounds each, something like that. So they're very light. And plates, they take a while to get too. So when you order them, these I believe took 3 months lead time I had to wait to get them. But especially right now with everything going on in the world, there's been talk about banning armor for civilians. And it's becoming a lot more popular, especially over the past 5 years, when you see that they're sold out, especially the carriers and the plates. You can't find them anywhere. So that should make you wonder, maybe you should, it's time to get some. So definitely, if you do get steel plates, AR-500 Armor, they're kind of a popular brand. I see a lot of their advertisements on Facebook and on YouTube and stuff like that. If you only have the budget for steel plates, definitely make sure you get that extra buildup coating that's supposed to help stop spalling or fragments and shrapnel. So definitely make sure you get that extra buildup coating. But once you spend the money on that plate and all the buildup coatings and all that stuff, you're almost just as expensive as getting ceramic plates. So at that point, you might just want to get ceramic plates. Also, with the shape and the style, these are the standard where I think it's a sappy cut is what they call it, where it's cut. It's not just a square, it's cut right here. So when you go ahead and point your firearm or try to get a nice cheek weld shoulder stock with your rifle, it's supposed to help do that. So definitely get one that's curved as well. And sizing. So you want to make sure when you order your plate carrier, you want to order it off the size of your plates. So these are medium plates, so I order a medium plate carrier. So this one right here, what I'm going to talk about, this is the Crye Precision JPC. It stands for jumpable plate carrier, where it's supposed to be real low profile and sleek. It doesn't have any of the extra side panels or shoulder panels, Kevlar ones like they do in the military. This one is pretty lightweight, I guess as lightweight as you could get for a plate carrier. And this is one that I recommend. Another good one that I recommend is the Spiritus Systems LV119. That one is, it's really good, and I like them both. I'll talk a little bit later some of the pros over that one compared to this one. There is one downside I found with this one. And this is also the Gen 1. The JPC does have a Gen 2 now available. And the biggest difference is it has a placard system with buckles where you could change out your front panel here quickly, which is nice. And also the back panel. The back panel on the JPC Gen 2 has two side zippers where you could change out your back panels. I don't run a back panel, so I got the JPC 1. And hindsight, if I were to order it again, I probably would get the Gen 2 just for the changeable placards, which is nice. All right, and then sizing and fitment. So when you wear these two, you want to make sure they're high and tight. Not too tight where you can't breathe, but you want to make sure it's high right about where your collarbone meets right here. That's where the top of your plate wants to be. When you put your chin down, you want to be able to hit your chin on it. And you want it where the bottom of the plate, right above your belly button. That's a good placement. Cover each nipple on the sides here. And same on the back. Let me show you the back here. You want it high. I see way too many people that will wear their plate carrier way too low. It's like they're protecting their stomach. These are designed to protect you from getting shot in the heart and lungs. So that's one thing. And you might have to, it might take you a few times to put it together, fill it out with all your gear, and then see what works and what doesn't. You want to be mobile. You want to have movement. So speed and mobility is huge. You want to be able to have both those things. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so now that I got all that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and move the camera a little closer, and we could show you some of the stuff here on my plate carrier. So starting out front, the main things that I want to carry on my plate carrier are ammunition and medical gear, or like an IFAK. So starting with the ammo, I just have your standard kangaroo pouch. Holds 3 30-round magazines. And this is pretty standard. It's nothing fancy. They make other ones that don't have the bungee strap on top, which are quicker to draw out. But my very first reload is going to come from my battle belt. My speed reload is going to be on the side over here. And in this video, I'm just talking about plate carrier. I'll have another video posted up on my battle belt setup as well. So stay tuned for that. But so I have 3 magazines right here up front. And then on the side right here, I have 2 more magazines. So that will give me a total of 5 magazines on my plate carrier, 1 on my belt, and 1 on my rifle already. Gives me 7 mags, 210 rounds. And these I don't have to carry. This is actually a Blue Force Gear 10-speed pouch, double mag holder. And I like it because it's real simple and slim. It's got the nylon right here where it keeps the magazines really close. And I did have to lower this down one on the molly webbing on the cummerbund. When it was all the way up, it would get too high under my armpit, and it was uncomfortable. And especially when shouldering my rifle, it just got in the way, and I didn't like that. So I moved it down one, and I like to keep it really close. If it's too far back here, I'm unable to draw from it. Even this one right here is really hard to get in. But if I have to draw it out, it folds back down, which is nice. So that's something to keep in mind. And these 3 right here, I like to keep the front slim, relatively slim. And everyone should know this, but if you're in a firefight and you have to drop down in the prone position, you don't want too much stuff sticking out. You want to be able to get as small as possible. And if I did have a lot of extra pouches up here in front, when I have my rifle at the low ready, it will interfere with my rifle. So I don't like that. So I like to keep the front slick. But that's how I have my magazines. And I just use the PMags. But that's kind of my setup right now for magazines. And again, my speed reload is going to be on my belt over here. So these, I'm not worried about doing speed reloads really. I mean, I could get them pretty quick with training. I could pop them out. Also, I do have some of the G-Force gear or G-Code, not G-Force gear, G-Code Scorpion soft shell pouches. I could always add those on if I wanted to carry extra stuff. But this is the setup right here. This is the one that's integrated in the JPC one. And there's a lot of good magazine pouches out there if you don't get this exact plate carrier. All right, moving on. So that's it for magazines. The next important thing would be medical gear. And that's what I have, this dangler pouch right here. This is actually made by Chase Tactical. It's the Joey pouch. And I like it. I mean, I see a lot of guys set up their plate carrier where they have their IFAK on the back or on the side. And for me, that's just really hard to get to. I like having it right here up front. I could access it with both hands. I have my tourniquets in here. I have a couple tourniquets. What else I got? Some bandages. Israeli bandage. So I have some medical right here up front. I could access it with both hands. I am looking into getting 2 tourniquet holders right here on the sides. I'm thinking about doing that. But I like to keep everything up front and as small and sleek as possible. I don't like having a lot of stuff on the sides. I don't have anything on the back panel. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But this dangler pouch, I could tear it away if I wanted to. I would put the, I would have to undo the cummerbund or do the cummerbund and then the Joey pouch, but this could be pulled away. And I'm real happy with this. It has 2 compartments. So I could add extra stuff in here if I wanted to do, I don't know, any extra gear. It has these elastic loops down on the bottom, and which is kind of cool. I didn't order it, but if you want, you could get a soft armor that goes in the back right here that help your stomach, protect your stomach a little bit. So medical is huge. Make sure you have training too. If you don't have any training with medical gear, maybe take a combat life-saving course. It's been a while, but last course I was at, they told me the #1 cause of death on a battlefield is bleeding out from gunshot wounds. So stopping bleeding is important. So make sure you have that kind of training and equipment. For this medical pouch right here, I'm piecing it together myself. I have some medical gear laying around. I still need to work on it and order some more. And also for my battle belt, I ordered a smaller one, and I'm still waiting for that to get delivered, but I'll incorporate that when I do my battle belt video. So make sure you have medical gear. That's huge. And yeah, so those are the 2 most important things, I believe, is having extra ammo and having medical gear in case you get shot. You want to be able to stop yourself from bleeding out. All right, what else do I got on here? Over here, I have a flashlight. This is the ProTac HL. If you guys have been following my channel a while, you know I like this flashlight. I have a bunch of them. It's good for a handheld flashlight. But you might ask, why do you have a handheld flashlight if I have one on my weapon, on my primary weapon? Well, maybe I want to look at something and illuminate something without flagging somebody or pointing my weapon at somebody. I'm also looking into getting a headlamp. So I might swap this out with a headlamp maybe. But this is actually stored in a Leatherman pouch that came with my multi-tool. I have a Leatherman mutt, and this is the pouch it came with. And it has these 2 elastic loops where I got a couple Chemlights in there just because I had them. And then right behind that right here is my knife. So this is a Spartan Blades Phrike. Let me pop that out right there and show that to you. This thing's awesome. I like it. The handle, I wish the handle was a little bit thicker. And that has a Kydex sheath. The Kydex sheath, it actually came with it. It's not the best. It works. And I just have that woven into my cummerbund through the molly here with some paracord. But the reason I have this knife here, if let's say my rifle, or I can't get my rifle up, let's say someone tackles me or grapples with me, I can't get my rifle, I can't get to my pistol, I could always get to my knife right here with my left hand. And I had it already, so might as well put it on there. It looks pretty cool. That's important too. So there's that. And on the back panel, let me talk about the back panel real quick. So the back panel, I have it completely sleek. So if I'm ever riding in a vehicle, trying to lay down on my back or get small, I don't want to have anything on my back that gets in the way. And I like having it sleek because I could throw a backpack on over it. And if I had a hydration carrier or anything like that, first of all, I can't get to any of that stuff. I would have to have, you know, if I'm doing something with other people. They would have to get into it, which I don't think I will be. Probably going to be solo if anything were to pop up for home defense or riots or something like that. But I could always throw a backpack and have an MRE or extra ammo, and I have a Camelback or a hydration carrier in my backpack. So that's why I keep it sleek. And yeah, I mean, that's the main reason I don't have anything on my back. And water, so let's say I'm just training in this at the range or something. There's always water around. I could always get to water. So I don't think I need to carry a hydration, just because I see a lot of people too, whenever they see empty space on their plate carrier, they always feel like they have to put something there, attach something, and you really don't. Just keep it simple. So that's why ammo and magazines, that's the biggest thing. I don't have a radio. That's something I've been kind of tossing around, maybe getting a radio, but it's like, who am I going to talk to on it? If I need to throw this thing on, and do I need comms to talk to myself? I mean, I don't know. It's something cool to have, so maybe I will get a radio. If I did get a radio, I would like to have it right here. So I'd probably slide this over and put a radio pouch right here. But as of now, that's something I don't have, and I really probably not going to get anytime soon, but who knows. If you have any recommendations, if you're watching this video for a radio and a radio pouch, let me know in the comments down below. That'd be huge. All right, but yeah, so moving on, let's see here, color. So color of your plate carrier, I originally wanted multicam because, I don't know, that's what the military uniform is, multicam. It looks pretty cool, but this one was actually out of stock in multicam, this JPC, when I ordered it, and they only had Ranger Green, and I ordered the Ranger Green, and I actually like it. I'm super happy with the color. In my environment here in the Midwest, the Ranger Green actually blends in really well, and some of these pouches are tan, which is all right. Everything doesn't have to match, but Ranger Green looks pretty good. So if you're thinking about getting one, sometimes, I don't know, the multicam, if everything is multicam, I don't know, I feel like you look like an airsofter actually. So the Ranger Green I think looks pretty good, so that's what I recommend. So I got the dangler pouch in Ranger Green too. Oh, this admin pouch up here. So the JPC has a small pocket, a very small pocket up front with Velcro, and I put a few different things in there. I put a notepad, Right in the Rain notepad, just because I had it. If I didn't have one, I probably wouldn't go ahead and buy it. I just put regular notepad, but I had that. And then I have a pen, and then what else? A Sharpie. So if I need to write down any information or take notes, which I don't know if I would have to, I have that. And then also I have this knife right here too. This is, I believe it's the Benchmade Adamas knife, the folder, which is awesome. This is a super heavy duty folder knife. It's really sharp. So there's that. And it actually fit pretty well right in there. So that's why I have that. And also, if I needed my knife for anything, I'm probably not going to go for this to cut for any task. This is strictly for self-defense or a combat knife. All right, so there are two downsides to this plate carrier that I want to go over real quick. One of them is this small admin pouch up top. It has a Velcro enclosure, or the way to secure it closed, which sucks. I wish it did have a zipper. Even opening it when it's fully Velcroed is really tough to try to get anything out of there. I just wish they made a zipper, which I see a lot of the newer ones. A lot of newer plate carriers have incorporated, which is nice. There's a company that makes a thing you insert in here to change it to a zipper, but it's like $30, so I don't think it's worth $30. Maybe I'll get that, I don't know. But that's something to keep in mind about this one. And the second thing is these shoulder straps. So when I first got this and I put it on and I loaded it all up, I started to notice the shoulders were really uncomfortable. It's a real thin material on these shoulders, which is good for getting a nice shoulder stock on your rifle. But the downside to that is they're not vertical. If you look at the Spiritus systems, the LV119, and you look at a picture of that one compared to the JPC side by side, the shoulder straps go straight up and down, which are better because it keeps it closer to your neck. These, they're off to the side, they're canted off to the side here, and it's just not as comfortable as I believe the straight up and down ones would be on the LV119. So that's something to keep in mind. But what I did is I ordered these shoulder pads. These are the PIG shoulder straps. Got them from SKD Tactical. They weren't too expensive and they help out. It's still slightly uncomfortable, but that's, I guess, depending on your body shape and how wide your shoulders are or how big your neck is. So that's something to keep in mind about the shoulder straps. So that's something I wish let's say they probably will come out with the Gen 3 of the JPC. I wish they would make these shoulder straps a little more vertical. But this webbing right here is really nice. Let me grab my rifle here and show you. So this right here, first of all, I like having nothing up front here. I could not have to worry about my rifle getting caught or being so far away from my body out here. I kind of like it just like that. And then for the shoulder, to get a nice cheek weld here, if you can see, it fits in there perfect. It's not interfering. I still have a lot of mobility with this. That's another thing with this plate carrier is mobility. I can move every which way with it. And I've been wearing this, so once I've got it set up, I probably wore it the first day, all day. I didn't go out and run or anything like that in it, nothing crazy, but I did wear it around my house all day and made sure nothing pinched or felt uncomfortable. And it's very comfortable. So make sure you have a lot of mobility with your plate carrier setup as well. And one thing I am going to say, it's going to be more comfortable if you don't have any body fat. If you have a little bit of a stomach or a beer gut, when you go ahead and sit down or take a kneeling position or something like that, your gut might get pinched in between your plate and your belt. So that's something to keep in mind too. Happens with me a little bit. It's not super uncomfortable. And that's another thing I had to do on my battle belt is I had to take my magazines here and slide them back because they would interfere with the corner of the plate. So that's another thing. Make sure your whole setup with if you are running a battle belt, your rifle, make sure everything works in conjunction and nothing doesn't interfere with anything else. So it might take you a few times. You might set it up and find out, you know what, this mag pouch is in the way of this or something like that. That's kind of why I try to keep this pretty sleek in order so I could draw my pistol. So yeah, you're going to have to play around with it and see what works well for you. This, in my opinion, is a good setup for just about anybody though, if you're looking to set up a plate carrier. And keep it simple. Don't buy a bunch of crap that you don't need. I see a lot of people will just start throwing stuff all over the place their plate carrier, try to load it out and make it as heavy as possible. You want to be mobile and you want to be quick and you want to keep it as light as possible, but you want to carry it what you need, and you still want it to protect you from bullets. Yeah, so I think that pretty much covers everything. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my setup or anything you would change on it or add. And yeah, but overall, I'm really happy with it. And the thing about a plate carrier is you should train with it, get familiar with wearing all this stuff. Hopefully you never need it. But I would say it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And right now, there's probably going to be another push to ban body armor. So, you know, they're always trying to ban guns, magazines, body armor. So it's nice when you know you already have that stuff and you don't have to worry about it. All right, guys, but that's where I'm going to wrap this video up. Again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. Check out my website. It's firstworldcrusader.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.